Hey guys, just a quick video to talk about Plutus and IsYieldNodes. Now the reason I'm putting both of these platforms in the same video is that both of these platforms have really pissed off their clients at the moment by not allowing them to withdraw their funds. Now, I've not got all the information to hand, so you'll have to forgive me if I kind of get things a little bit wrong. I'll try and remember things as best I can, but I will come back and do an updated video on both Plutus and IsYieldNodes independently later on in the week or maybe early next week. But I just wanted to get this video out and just make people aware of what's kind of going on with both of these platforms as best I can. So Plutus, if you don't know, is basically a crypto debit card that allows you to top the card up with fiat currency, spend that fiat currency in retailers or online or wherever you spend, and earn rewards in Pluton, which is the native token of Plutus. Now, I used the Plutus card when it was first launched. I thought it was great. I got some really good cash back. I also got some good referral rewards as well from Plutus. Had no problem withdrawing, although it did take a while when you set that withdrawal process in action. It did take a while for those funds to actually hit your bank account. But other than that, you know, things were great. I got some good rewards, some good perks. You know, I got my Spotify paid for, or at least the majority of it. I think they only paid up to a limit of £9.99 or something like that, and the plan was slightly more, but it was still great. I got my Netflix paid for, and I also got, I think it was Apple TV I was using, or Apple Music at the time as well. And then I got cashback rewards later on things like shopping in Aldi and Tesco and things like that, 1%. And it was great. And then Plutus started changing their reward structure, and they kept making different announcements every month. They seemed to be changing things, and it really pissed me off, and it pissed off a lot of other people. I didn't know if I was coming or going with Plutus. I didn't know what the reward structure was like. I didn't know what tier I needed to be on to get the best, you know, rewards for my money, if you like. So I kind of pushed it to the side, and I went back to using the Crypto.com Visa card, which I still use now, and I still find to be the most profitable and beneficial for my purposes, albeit, you know, I'm not getting those cash back or those perk rewards that I was getting with Plutus. And then fast forward to maybe 2-3 months ago, I thought, you know what, I'm going to revisit Plutus. I'll go back into it. I'll take out another tier. I'll start using the Plutus card again and start earning some more cashback rewards. And then I think I took out the second lowest tier, something like £9.99. I can't remember what it's called, maybe everyday user or something like that. But I took out that plan, and I started paying £9.99 every month, and then never got around to actually topping up the card and using it. So that was a waste of money, really. But again, throughout all this time, Plutus kept changing their reward structure. So, you know, I didn't really know what was going on, and I didn't have the time to look into it. So I just kind of let it, you know, slide by the wayside. Until recently, when I've seen a video from Coffeezilla, who is, if you don't know, like a big internet investigator. He kind of covers things like crypto scams and NFT scams and all kind of scams in DeFi and Web3 and that kind of stuff. And Coffeezilla is now actively investigating Plutus. And the way that's come about is that Plutus actually approached him to do an interview, and then kind of let a few things slip during discussions that, you know, highlighted the fact that the way they're operating might not be the best way to operate, and it might not be something you want to bring to the attention of somebody like Coffeezilla, who hates scams and he hates Ponzi schemes. And it seems from what he's saying, or he's certainly painting the picture that Plutus is somewhat of a Ponzi scheme. Now, the reason Plutus have really pissed users off is that they have frozen their assets. So any rewards that people have earned from spending on their debit card, the rewards they've earned in Pluton, the native token, they're not being able to withdraw. I think there's a vesting period, maybe something like 30 days, 45 days, something like that, until you can actually start, you know, withdrawing rewards. And even then, I think you can only withdraw a certain percentage. I think there's kind of a phased withdrawal or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. So again, please forgive me. It's just that I've not got all the information at hand, but I will come back to this at a later date and do a more in-depth video. Although there's probably not much point, because if Coffeezilla is doing it, you know, there's not going to be many eyes on my video when Coffeezilla is reporting and investigating into Plutus. But this video might make you guys aware of what's going on with Coffeezilla. So, you know, check out his video. So anyway, so that's what's going on with Plutus. Not looking good, and I think, you know, if Coffeezilla is involved, it's only a matter of time before the platform kind of collapses. I think you know, things will not progress very well in their favor now that he is, you know, actively looking into this. So one thing that really disturbed me is that in the video Coffeezilla made, is that the CEO, I think, of Plutus has been trying to get personal information on some of the people, some of the investors or the users of the platform. He's trying to be getting personal information to make life difficult for them in one way or another. So, you know, that doesn't look very good at all. It's just disgusting behavior, that. Which kind of leads me on to YieldNodes, because YieldNodes, something similar is going on over there with YieldNodes, albeit it's not the people behind YieldNodes who are looking for individuals, but more individuals, investors of YieldNodes, who are now actively looking for the private addresses of the people behind YieldNodes. And it seems that they're prepared to pay a lot of money to get information on the whereabouts of the people behind YieldNodes. So, you know, when it's getting to this level, you know, it's no longer a joke. You know, this is getting serious, and, you know, I hope it doesn't come to anything where people are doing foolish things or crazy things or harmful things to people, because, you know, this is just not good. You know, it happened not so long ago, a few months ago, with Liam, who was the guy, Crypto Yields, or I can't remember his YouTube channel, but Liam Dyson was the guy who was putting out a lot of videos in favor of YieldNodes. He was almost like a bit of a YieldNodes shill. And a lot of people invested into YieldNodes, you know, had a real problem with him and were actively trying to find his physical location and threatening to harm him. And, you know, when it's coming to this level, this is not, you know, this is not the way to go. You know, this is just crazy. I know people are upset. I know people have lost a lot of money and they want to get the money back. But, you know, threatening physical violence and even, you know, taking that one step further and actually performing physical violence or whatever is just not the way to go. This is just crazy. So I hope anything that's being said about people finding, you know, the YieldNodes team is just posturing. I hope it doesn't go any further. That being said, something needs to be done, because, you know, YieldNodes have given us made so many claims over the last 18 months, 2 years or something, about what's happening with YieldNodes Pro and what's happening with our investments and our assets. You know, they've got millions and millions of dollars of our money, and those guys are living a very, very luxurious lifestyle from what I can gather and what I've been told from people in the know. You know, those guys are living a very, very nice life, buying, you know, houses and buying fantastic cars, sports cars, buying hotels. They're spending a lot of money and not doing anything to pay back the people who put that money into their pockets, you know. And I guess if you're a scammer, why would you? That's what scammers do. They take your money and then they, you know, they live a lovely life off your money. But they've told us so many things over the last few years that have just turned out to be, you know, just bullshit. It's just things have not materialized. You know, we've got the audit that they said was coming from one of the big 3 accountancy firms. That's just never materialized. They've said it for however many months in these newsletters that we get. It's never materialized. It's just bullshit. Why would an auditor like Ernst & Young get involved with a platform like YieldNodes? They just wouldn't. They wouldn't even want to get involved into something that has got a big shadow hanging over them. They just wouldn't do it. So, you know, that was bullshit from the start. We've got the problems that they had with the NFTs. You know, they told people to convert their balance to the NFT, and they could sell the NFT on the open market, which some people did at a fraction of the value of it. Value, you know, there's just a number printed on a piece of paper, but, you know, some people did sell it for a fraction, 5%, 10% of the value printed upon it. And they also said that they would buy back that NFT. I think it was either 12 months or 18 months after the issue of that NFT, they would buy it back at 100%. Was it 200%? I think it might have been 200%. They would guarantee a buyback of that NFT. And again, you know, forgive me for not having the information in front of me, but it was definitely at a profit. It was either 150% or 200% the value they would buy back. So you would in effect make money from that NFT, and that's just not materialized. They've also lied about, you know, the rewards. They said that they would continue paying interest on the balances in those accounts every quarter, and they did for a while, but the last one has not been paid. So, you know, there's information. I'll try and leave it on screen somewhere when I get to my PC. But there's information that where they state, you know, they will guarantee that they will pay these rewards, and if they don't, then they will, I think, pay back your investment or something like that. I can't remember the exact wording, but if they didn't live up to that claim or that guarantee that they would pay this profit every 3 months, then they would pay you back your entire investment or something along those lines. And that's not happened. So, you know, everything YieldNodes has said has just been complete bullshit, really. You know, all they're doing really is just buying themselves more time and just moving the goalposts all the time for investors. Now, most people can see through it, I hope, by now. You know, for the last 18 months or 2 years, you know, I put out videos, and there's always been a small group of people who've said, you know, you don't know what you're talking about, YieldNodes will come through, you know, they're working really hard, you know, we're all on board with them and things will work out. I think that number of people is getting smaller and smaller. I think there might be still a few people who believe in Stefan and Urs and YieldNodes Pro, but I think that number is getting much, much smaller. I think the Discord has been, posts on the Discord have been kind of halted or frozen at the moment, so I don't believe people can post on Discord. Again, I could be wrong, I've not checked that, but that's just hearsay, things I've read. People have been banned, actively banned from the Discord server. So, you know, all of this points to the people behind YieldNodes kind of, you know, maybe packing up and just moving on, and we'll never hear from them again. Now, we did have this lawsuit that they taken out against Chain Analysis. Now, if you don't know what that was something Chain Analysis did a report 2023, I think, and they listed YieldNodes as the second biggest scam of 2023, and YieldNodes thought, you know what, we're not having that, we're going to sue Chain Analysis, and they got this big time lawyer in New York to work on their behalf to sue Chain Analysis for defamation and all these other things. And that's been ongoing for however many months, and every time they've released a newsletter, they've said, you know, Chain Analysis is still being sued, we're still going through this process, and once this happens and, you know, we win that case, then we'll start, you know, cracking on with YieldNodes Pro, and, you know, again, dragging things on and not actually doing anything. And lo and behold, that case has been thrown out of court, and Chain Analysis have kind of not been sued successfully because the court didn't see that there was sufficient evidence to suggest that what they said was defamation. I think what's more likely is the courts probably think, yeah, this looks like a load of crap. You know, what are we even doing here with this, you know, this Bitcoin pseudo node platform thing? We don't even know what it is, which is probably the case. The courts probably didn't even know what it is or what it does. But I don't think YieldNodes had a leg to stand on. So whatever the reason, that court case has now been dismissed, and YieldNodes cannot sue Chain Analysis. So they haven't even got that to fall back on now as what's holding things up. So guys, Urs, Steve, you know, you need to really start coming through now. You know, you've got all these assets, millions and millions of dollars of people's money that you're living a wonderful lifestyle on. You know, you need to start, you know, holding your hands up and saying, okay, you know, you don't have to admit to being a scammer, that's not what I'm saying, but you just need to say, okay, YieldNodes Pro is never going to happen. You know, we've dragged it out as long as we can. Nothing's ever going to materialize. All these real world assets that we said are coming have not come. You know, the NFT payback has not happened. The audit from, you know, one of the big three has not happened. Nothing is happening. YieldNodes Pro will never launch. You just need to start paying people back and, you know, not get to a point where it's going to be too late for you guys, because that's what's going to happen. Either something dreadful and awful is going to happen because these people who are making threats online are true to the word, which I hope isn't the case, but you know, I don't know. This is just what I've seen. I'll leave pictures up here so you can see, you know, what people are saying. Either that's going to happen, which is worst case scenario, and hopefully nothing like that ever happens to anybody, or IsYieldNodes Legal are going to keep pursuing, which they still are working behind the scenes. Levi over at IsYieldNodes Legal is still actively pursuing a class action against IsYieldNodes. Coffeezilla will probably at some point pick this up as well, hopefully, and then, you know, things will really start progressing, but hopefully he will start picking this up before, you know, it gets to the point of class action, and then IsYieldNodes might decide that they want to kind of end it there. But if the worst case scenario it does go to a class action, you know, I think that they're not going to have a legs to stand on, and they're going to end up being successfully sued, have to pay back funds, and probably face some prison time. So hopefully it won't come to that either, although I'm sure some of you are hoping that will happen. But whatever, all I know is that I just want my 6,000 euros back, 6,300 euros, whatever it is, which includes profit. So you know, I'll be happy to take my initial investment, and hopefully you guys will start getting some money back as well. But anyway, like I say, I've done all this off memory. I just wanted to bring this to you guys to let you know things that you might not be aware of. I will do a thorough video. I'll get all the information and put it all on screen, maybe next week or the week after when I get chance. I've just had so much on the last couple of weeks, but I will do a full video on IsYieldNodes. I'll probably try and do one on Plutus as well, but like I say, you know, it's probably a waste of time because in the grand scheme of things, my video is not going to get much traction when someone like Coffeezilla is putting it out and getting, you know, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million views. Mine's just going to pale into significance, and it's probably just a waste of my own time. So we might as well let, you know, the big guns cover that, and hopefully help you guys who've got money in the Plutus platform get some of your money back as well. Anyway, that's all I've got for you in this video, guys. If you found it useful, please leave a thumbs up. You know, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. Any one of those things helps the channel out. You know, my videos have gone real, you know, the views on my videos have gone shit again. I don't know why. Maybe my videos are shit, I don't know, but you know, YouTube is there's so much competition on YouTube, and just getting seen and getting content out there is just really difficult. So if you can leave a like, subscribe, or leave a comment down below, that's really useful and it does help the channel. Also, come over to my Discord server if you've not done so already. I'll leave a link down below. And if you're looking to buy a meme token, then look into buying Elon's wig, which is my meme token. You know, you're guaranteed not to be rug pulled, at least, if nothing more. So thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon.